A project management office is a structure inside of an organization that is made to support the execution of projects. So, what exactly does that mean? Well, projects in almost every organization, regardless of how you define them, inside of that organization have three primary constraints to execute them. Number one is the scope. So, what is the scope of what we are actually doing? Number two is the budget. What amount of capital do we expect to spend to execute this project? You can also branch a little bit into the human capital element of how much time of our own resources do we expect to be taken up by executing on this project. And then the third piece of that is the schedule. So what is the time frame in which we anticipate accomplishing this project? All of these components affect the quality of a project, and how well you manage all of these components impacts how successful a project is. You cannot move one of these constraints once you have started a project without moving at least the other one. So what does that mean? If you want to expand the scope, you can't expand the scope unless you extend the time frame or unless you increase the budget, right? If you want to decrease the budget, you cannot do that unless you decrease the scope or expand the schedule, right? They all work in conjunction to make the project executable. So you have to adjust two at a time. You cannot just change one without impacting one of the other ones. So once you understand these primary constraints of a project, that leads into why we should build a project management office. Because a project management office gives us a structured entity that helps with delivering enhanced efficiency of execution of project, the proper prioritization of projects instead of kind of a first come, first serve internal competition for resources. It allows for resource utilization based on what is most valuable to the team. It also allows for the leadership team to have insight into all the initiatives on the table and build strategic insight into that. And it's going to allow you to execute more effectively on your projects from a budgetary perspective. So you're not spending more money to execute on these.